Hi everybody, welcome back to the What Now Workshop. I know it's been a while. It's really hot here in Arizona, but I've got a new project today. And the new project is building a Mexican style cantina for my front playroom. Now if any of you have ever been to Mexico, you'll know that, you know, these cantinas, they look kind of rustic. I'm gonna try to recreate it from my own memory from being down there. So it's basically gonna be like a little place to sit with, you set drinks on it. That's what we're doing today. So let's check it out. This is basically what I'm doing right here is I'm building two walls to be the bottom, the base basically, and then I've got a top. It's going to be a countertop that's going to go around it, and then this is kind of the side view. It's going to be about 7'6" tall, 7 foot on the front, and then my countertop is going to be about right here, which will be about 36 inches high, which is pretty standard for normal countertops. The other things that I haven't figured out yet is how I'm going to do the siding along the side, what I'm going to do on the top. My idea for the top was to actually use some palm fronds, but my wife has found some thatch that we can use to roll over the top of that, make it really look authentic. Now again, this thing's only going to be 18 inches deep from the wall and 4 foot wide, and the countertop part is going to be 24 inches deep and 5 foot wide. It's just meant to replicate what a cantina would look like, but allow people to sit at it and set their drinks or beverages around it. So that's what I'm actually doing. So I've actually started making some of it. So let's check it out. All right, so I had a dilemma in trying to figure out how to secure these two walls that I'm building, keep them plumb and square. And my idea was to come up with putting a piece of plywood on the bottom of it so I could attach the walls to it. So I've got one wall already built with the base being the plywood. Now my other part is the back, which is laying here on the garage floor, and I've got a couple of 4x4s that are going to be the back parts. Now I'm also going to have two 4x4s on the front, but I've decided to attach them differently. So I've got my slope of from back to front, and that is going to be basically the top. That's going to be basically the roof. Now you'll see that it looks like a windowsill or a sill for those of you in construction, but that is actually where the top is going to sit. The top is actually going to go right here. So this is our countertop. These two posts, the 4x4s, are going to stick up through that, and then I got to figure out a roof and siding and etc. But that's what. Okay, so we have the makings of our frame for the cantina, and as you can see, I've got the front wall built, the back wall built. Everything is nailed off and plumb. Now my top is about 7'6" for my two posts, and then I'm gonna have the countertop put on here. So we have to figure out the roof, which I got a pretty good idea about it. Like I said, we're gonna have matching posts in the front. So there's gonna be another post here to match that one, and then there's gonna be another post here to match this one. And not quite sure what we're gonna do about the top. I know we're gonna use some thatch, make it really look authentic, but the whole front, that's gonna be siding or shiplap actually. So we're gonna have shiplap along here, along the front, along this side, and our countertop's gonna be 1.5 inch thick butcher's block, which is gonna be just totally awesome. Just can't wait to get this thing done. All right, so here is our top. I decided that I'm not going to cut the top to 60 inches in length. I'm gonna leave it at the 6'2" that it came as. The only thing I need to do is I need to notch out for the posts. So there's one. I'm getting ready to use my jigsaw to cut those out because those notches are going to go right here, so that countertop can go all the way to the back. So that's what I'm getting ready to do right now. Beautiful, beautiful countertop. The only thing I really need to do after I cut this is maybe put a 300 grit sandpaper on it and clear coat it. Nothing else needs to be done. So, okay, so our top is clear coated, and I'm taking this picture from way back here just so you can see the shine on it in the light. It's just an amazing piece of wood. 3 coats of clear coat from a spray can, and it is just, like I said, amazing. So the next thing we need to do is set this in place. We need to drill some holes through it because we're going to have another post that sits somewhere in here lining up with this area, and same thing with the other side. And then we need to secure it to our base, and from there then we can start working on the top part. I'm going to do the bottom part last with the siding, just because I want to make sure that it's going to not tip over or anything, but this turned out amazing. Okay, so just an update of where we're at with the cantina bar. So I got the top put on. It's secured underneath the bottom to the plate using screws. Then I also have this front post, which obviously you can see does not go all the way down, but the back post does. And the reason why I did that was I wanted to make sure that all the weight was in the back of this so it doesn't tip forward. I don't want to have to mount this to the wall, but if I need to, I'll be able to figure that out once I do the roof. Now what I'm going to be doing with the roof is I'm going to be putting 2x2s along the front. I'm going to create a little roof, make it look like real trusses, and then what we're going to use is thatch across the top. There's a place that sells that. So that is where I'm at right now. I'm getting ready to start cutting my 2x2s for the top and securing those, and we're just going to keep moving forward a little at a time. And once that roof is on, then I'll determine whether I need to mount this to the wall or not. And that's why I want to leave this open in case I have to shove it up tight and screw something to the wall and secure it in the back. Otherwise, this is going to be our shiplap. So, okay, so we have our roof on. You can see the 2x2s that I attached to make it look like a roof. And then I've also got these pieces here where the siding is going to come down across the top. And I've done that across both sides and the front. So this is going to have siding across it. And there's going to be siding across the bottom. Well, shiplap. And as you can see, I have our shiplap on the top portion of this. I had to add an extra tail right here, and I had to add an extra one on the other end as well, just for that to be nailed to. Now, I've already got all of our shiplap cut for the bottom. I've actually got this piece here. I've got it notched out to go up against the, here we go, that's better. So you go up against the baseboard, so that'll fit nice and tight. And then I've got all of my other pieces here that I'm gonna be putting on this side. I've got my front pieces cut. I've got my other side pieces cut, and I'm gonna be putting those on as well. So that's what I'm gonna be showing you. And then after that, the only thing we have left to do really is put our thatch on the roof, which should be coming in any day. All right, so we have our thatch. We got that in the mail today. I unboxed it, rolled it out onto the floor to let it, well, breathe a little bit, but also flatten out. But one side has like a woven pattern, and then the other side is all the leaves, I guess. And now what I need to do is I need to put this on top of our roof. So I need to do some measuring. I might need to do some cutting, and I'm going to use some staples, I think, from a staple gun. Not a household stapler like you would use for paper, but staple gun for heavier stuff. Okay, so we have the thatch on. Installed that last night actually, and I wasn't happy with it 100%. The reason being is because these tails or rafters that I made, the thatch was kind of going underneath. So what I did was I put some 1/2 by 1/2 across the front and another one right above this part, kind of make it look like rafters, authentic rafters really, because they would put rafters going one direction, and then they would put other planks going another direction, and that would then support the thatch or palm leaves or whatever they were using and make it a little more sturdy. So as always, my project tends to go off in another direction, or I add to it. And what I've decided to do, because I really didn't like the way these corners finished out, and I don't want to put 1x4 and 1x4, and so I thought, well, I've got this extra thatch, so why not wrap a small section around it on the corner, and I might even do the top. Okay, so the last part of this project is I'm going to be trimming out around these 4x4s. I kind of want to make these gaps disappear. And what I've done is I've already cut some pieces that are labeled. They're clear coated, and I'm going to be nailing them onto the edges of these posts, kind of dress it up a little bit. So that's what I'm going to be doing to finish up this project, and then we're finally going to be done. All right, so that is how we built the cantina for the front playroom. It was fun. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you for watching my channel. And if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time in the What Now Workshop.